This is Capitalist Island, known to be the biggest island out of the other three. They had the best defenses, the second most powerful military, and they were also the richest island. And this is Wolf Island. Small, but you do not want to underestimate their power. They have the most powerful military, the most advanced technology, and they are the second richest out of the other islands. And this is the Princess Island. Small, but they are decently strong. They have the best navy, the third most powerful army, and they have the second most advanced technology. And this is the King Captain's military island. They had the weakest army, but they had the best missiles. Now, the capitalists were planning something they called the tactical war. You see, they were planning on taking over the Princess Island and stealing their money. But the King Captains were also planning something similar, but instead they planned to take over the capitalists and rob them. But the princesses and the wolves didn't know about it yet. But then one day, the capitalists got their fighter planes ready and headed to Princess Island. And the capitalists have successfully invaded the Princess Island and robbed all of their money. But what the capitalists didn't know is that right before the Princess Island was going to be invaded, they contacted both the wolves and the King Captains. So the King Captains took notice and launched a severe civilian attack on the capitalists. remember, the wolves also got this message, so they were completely aware. So they got their military to go to the capitalist island and launch a severe attack on them. Not including the Princess Island, it was a 2v2 and the capitalists couldn't really do anything. So the last decision was to launch a severe attack on the King Captain Island. The last thing the King Captains and the Wolves did was to light the tallest building in the capitalist island on fire. Then the wolves called out a ceasefire. Then the king captains agreed and the capitalists agreed. The war was over.